Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to Casual Saturday. So yes, I'm not giving up every day for the next I guess it will be 6 days now. I'd love to talk to you about my book coming out. And today we're going to talk about chapter 3 because we're on day 3, and chapter 3 of Living Baggage Free is about breaking cycles. So the cool thing about this is it is the start of the journey that once you have knowledge and awareness of your roots, now you can easily identify the cycles, or at least see the cycles much more clearer. The challenge is sometimes you go through a lot of cycles to get there. But I had somebody tell me one time, a long, long time ago, because I had my baggage was located in relationships that I had. That's where I would really see a lot of my patterns, especially when it came to meeting somebody and were they like my father, were they not like my father. And somebody once told me, hey, if that guy reminds you of your father, run the other direction. Because my dad was not necessarily the best kind of dad. But then also somebody told me, you're trying to be you're trying to live in a white picket fence, but you're not a white picket fence person. And that was just such a eureka moment for me, because what I realized by that was, why am I trying so hard to make up for what I didn't have as a child? A lot of kids, a lot of people just search for that white picket fence, that perfect life, the perfect marriage, the children, the dog, the neighborhood, finding a home, and everything is supposed to go to plan. But I guess I'm just not that kind of girl. I'm very independent. I'm strong-willed. I like to live life. I like to do adventures. And I also, most importantly, had to learn to accept that whatever my life is, that is my white picket fence. So being a single mom with just Brittany and I, that's a white picket fence. A white picket fence does not have to be the normal family icon that we looked up to in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond. So that's what really breaking cycles was all about. So once you become aware of these cycles, you can start looking at signs and triggers. And the more intentional you are, the more you'll recognize them. The goal is to recognize them before you're too deep into the cycle. And that's what I talk about in chapter 3. So I would ask you, have you ever found yourself in a place where, my gosh, that person reminds me, my guy reminds me of my dad, or when you say, my God, I just sound like my mom, or worse yet, your kids say, wow, you just sound like grandma. And then you're freaking out because that's the last thing you wanted to do, because of course, we all want to try and move forward and not be reminded of things that were not so good in our life. So for me, when I said that, when my daughter said that to me, it was pretty eye-opening. That was my aha moment for trying to learn what my cycles are. So what are your cycles? What are your patterns? Is there anything that you could think about in your life now that you could say, I'm always finding myself in this position? What would that be? Write it down. What do you feel like when you're in that position? Write that down. And then kind of take a look at it and see, wow, at what point could I have taken a different course? Maybe you could have responded differently. Maybe it was something logistical that you could have changed. At what point did you listen to did your gut say, I need to break that cycle, and you didn't? Instead, you allow your brain to manipulate your heart, and then you move forward into the pattern. And I just had a conversation with somebody just the other day about that. Sometimes our brain doesn't match our heart, and that's where things get crazy. Sometimes you just have to trust your brain. Sometimes you just got to trust your gut. And I think that's the catch-all between the brain and the heart is the gut. Trust your instincts and listen to them. So that's really what this chapter is about. You want to just really kind of look for those things. Look for conflicts that you have over and over again. Or do you avoid opportunities consistently because you're afraid? How many things can you go back in your life that say, wow, that was a missed opportunity? Well, don't give yourself a hard time over it. Just learn from it and say, you know what? I'm going to be more aware of that opportunity next time, because I guarantee you there will be a next time. And the next time that happens, jump in. It's all good. This is something that's so profound to me lately because I am jumping in. It has taken me years to be brave enough to say, I am going to write this book. It took me a year to write the book. It has taken me years to be confident enough to manage my emotional baggage so I can give it to you, be vulnerable, and hope that you gain some insight and help yourself with it. So I could have had this opportunity years ago, but I was too afraid. I still had emotional baggage to reconcile. I was still living in those patterns, that cycle. And sometimes our cycles repeat from our parents. And that's really important to recognize, because a lot of kids that wrestle with a dysfunctional background, they try so hard to break that cycle when they have kids, but it seems to always show up. That's the person that I really want to help, because that's the person I was. My parents' emotional baggage recycled into me, and I started seeing it in my daughter. But my daughter, as smart as she is, called me out on it when she was 16, and it was life-changing. So that's what chapter 3 is about. If anybody has any comments, or really glad that you came on board. By the way, I wanted to let you know that I wanted to thank all those people from high school that are posting. That is so cool. I haven't heard from a lot of you in gazillion years, so that is really cool, and thank you so much for your support. There might be a lot of people who are not on Facebook locally where I live. So I'm a leadership coach, and I love to help people through their emotional baggage. I love to speak about it. This is why I wrote the book. So if you have any questions or comments or want to get in touch with me, I am here for you. Feel free to IM me or give me a call. You can find my information. Just Google me and you'll find my website. But I'm really excited to be doing this for you, and I'm really excited that the opportunity you all are giving me to share my story with you. Because at the end of the day, I really want this to be a moment for you, not me just talking about me. I really want to hope and pray for healing for everybody that has wrestled with this emotional baggage most of their life. The time has come to move forward. The time is now, especially when we're coming into 2025. Make 2025 the year that you live baggage free. Thank you, everybody. Have an awesome, great weekend, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.